Hello, Flava. Leotawa, Dr. John Peterson here. TE2 Edge Sports Cards. Back at it again, coming at you live and direct, Minneapolis, Minnesota. And it is early on Tuesday morning, the 20th of August. Hope everybody's doing well out there and enjoying the start to the week. Picked up a lot of wax. This would have been last week on Friday. It arrived. Mostly 90s basketball, about a dozen boxes. Picked them up from a gentleman and his two brothers down in Omaha, Nebraska. And figured I'd do some box breaks here. The August special for PSA is NBA 1990 to the present. So I think it's $16 a card, which is a pretty good deal for PSA, about as good as it's going to get, I think, at this point. And so I sent an order in early in the month from a prior lot break that I'd picked up from Johnny, Utah. And so I figured I'd pick up a little more product, rip it, and send it in for grading. Kind of been on a 90s basketball kick here lately, and it's been really fun. A lot of enjoyment breaking these boxes, so I'm gonna get a sip of coffee here. All right, so this is Series 1, 92-93 Topps Basketball, a product that many of you will be familiar with. I actually bought a little bit of this when I was in high school. I would have been a senior in high school at the time that this product came out. I think I pulled a Shaq at one point, because I think this is Shaq's rookie year. But I think the big chase in this product it would be the Topps Gold. So if you can pull a Jordan Topps Gold, or even probably more preferably a Shaq Topps Gold in nice condition, ends up being a pretty decent card. I think they're pretty hard to gem. I think the Shaq Topps Gold and a PSA 10 goes for about $900 to $1,000, and Jordan's probably around $400 to $500. So gives you kind of an idea of what you're looking for. But I think the main chase right now for this morning will be going after maybe some Topps Gold. See if we can get a Jordan and or a Shaq in the Topps Gold. That'd be great. Of course, the base cards are nice as well. Can't complain about any base Jordan or any base Shaq in this year. Penny sleeves. I think we're good to go. All right, let's get to ripping here. Let's see what we got. See how these turned out over the last 32 years. It's going to take a little while because these plastic wrappers don't open up quite as quickly as the foil do. There we go. I just got to be careful. You don't want to damage the corners. All right. So a couple of these are turned around. And a lot of these cards are probably not going to be worth very much. But I think you get how many golds do you get? Is it one in every pack or one in every 4 cards? So we got our first gold card, Willie Anderson. I'm going to tilt this down just a little bit. All right. Got a Chris Mullin, Jeff Malone, Sherman Douglas, Lionel Simmons. It's our first gold. It's Willie Anderson. He was a decent player. Alton Lister. He used to play for the Bucks back in the 80s. The Bucks had Paul Mokeski, Alton Lister, Randy Brewer, that crew. Harvey Grant, Ken Norman. Kerr in a Cavaliers uniform. Larry Nance won the slam dunk contest in '84, I think. Ron Harper, when he started with the Cavs. Ron Harper was a slam dunk contest participant as well back in the mid '80s. Taking sips of coffee here as we go. It's early here. It's like 4:30, so. Dennis Scott, sharpshooter from Georgia Tech. Paul Graham, don't know much about him. Felton Spencer. He's Louisville. Played for the Wolves. So you're not going to get anything huge out of this, but I mean, if you pull a Shaq gold, a Topps gold Shaq, you know, like I said, if it PSA 10s, it's a pretty valuable card. How we got it going here? Okay, there we go. So it looks like there's one gold per pack. Avery Johnson. Oh man, I didn't remember. I'd forgotten he played for the Rockets. There's a Rodman. It's always a nice little following for Rodman. Nick Anderson. That's the gold. Barkley. Gary Grant. Randy Brown. These are matte finish, so there's no gloss on these. Smooth. Ryan Shaw. It's a cool photo. I always thought Topps had great photos. Look at that. Jerome Kersey. Scott Hastings. Jason Williams. This box wasn't too terribly expensive. Trying to think what I ended up paying for it. Yeah, it was probably about $70. So pretty reasonable. And you consider you can pull, you know, potentially $1,000 card. That's not a bad deal. Kevin Willis. Danny Young. Randy Whitman. Ooh, there's a Bird All-Star. And a gold. That's nice. Purvis Ellison. Louisville. Isaiah Thomas. All-Star. Bill Cartwright. Reggie Williams. He went to Georgetown. He was a nice swing player for Georgetown in the mid-'80s. Or mid to late 80s. Yeah, it was mid-'80s. I think he played a little bit with Ewing, maybe 1 or 2 years. Tyrone Hill. Xavier. Fred Roberts. Man, I forgot about this guy. He was pretty big. 6'10"? Yeah, Fred, he was decent. John Williams. John Williams cards, it always seems like his cards are always like that type of photo. It's interesting. Danny Manning. I think Manning had one of the best Final Four runs that I've ever seen. He went off. What was that, 85? 86. I think it was 85, 86 NCAA tournament. Maybe it was the 86 tournament. He was a tournament player of the tournament, whatever you call it, MVP. Glenn Rice also had a really nice run with Michigan. And I want to say it was 89 or 88 or 89. Yeah, I think it was 88. Michigan won when they had him and Loy Vaught. Was it Ramil Robinson, I think, was their point guard. Real nice team. I forget who the coach was of that Michigan team. Okay, I think we gotta flip these 2 around. Or 3 around. Okay, what we got here? Steve Smith. He was an All-American for Michigan State. Big guard, 6'8", 6'7". Gary Payton. Ooh, that's an old Gary Payton card. Still got the fade going. He's Oregon State. He played for the Beavers. Larry Johnson, UNLV running Rebel. Or no, that's not Larry Johnson. That's Johnny Newman. Excuse me. Willie Burton. He played for the Gophers. And 9th pick overall. Willie Burton was a nice player. Reggie Miller. Of course, everybody knows about him. Mark Eaton. Scottie Pippen All-Star. Ewing All-Star. Charles Shackelford. Oh my gosh, I forgot about him. Charles Shackelford. Kevin Duckworth. Eric Lechner. Where did he go to school? I don't recall. Wyoming. He was actually a pretty highly touted recruit. Lechner was. Sean Elliott was Arizona. Elton Campbell went to Clemson. Nice player. Mike Brown. Yeah, man. He ended up playing for the Bulls. It's kind of a role player for the Bulls, if I remember right, during their championship runs. I think we gotta flip these around here. It seems like the gold card is always the one that needs to be flipped. So there's a Ewing. Got the high top fade going. Randy White. Parrish. Big Chief. Kendall Gill. Very athletic player. Very athletic player. I think he was a 2 guard, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, played the 2. Really nice. Otis Thorpe. Otis Thorpe was a nice player, too. Won a couple championships with the Rockets in the mid-90s. Sam Perkins. Perkins was a teammate of Jordan's at North Carolina. Terry Cummings, he was a great player for the Bucks in the mid-90s. I think he started with the Clippers in like 82. Danny Shays, Eric Sleepy Floyd. Where did he go to school? Georgetown, that's right. I gotta tilt this down just a little bit. Gerard Mustaff. Or Jared Mustaff. Brad Sellers. He played for the Bulls. Yeah, he was with the Bulls back when Jordan started. 7-footer from Ohio State. Uzzolino. Don't remember him. McHale, All-American from the University of Minnesota. Spud Webb. Karl Malone. So no Shaq or Jordans yet. It's still pretty early though. I've got Oak, Charles Oakley. I have no idea where he went to school. Virginia Union. AC Green. Kind of a 6-man, 7th-man type of guy off the bench for the Lakers back in the 80s. Otis Thorpe. Bimbo Coles. Orlando Woolridge. Started with the Bulls. Yeah, he was decent. I mean, you look for the Bulls in 84-85, he averaged 22.9 points a game. It's not bad. I'll leave the gold there. Sadale Treat, Dave Jamerson, Concac, Thunder Dan. I'm going to put Terrell Brandon. Byron Scott, Tim Hardaway, Nicky Anderson. Got another Bird All-Star there. Brad Doherty. This will take a little while. There's 36 of these packs, so you have to be patient. It's not like today when you only get so many packs. All right, we got a Darrell Walker, Detlef Schrempf, Cliff Robinson. Hey, yes. All right, we got a Jordan All-Star Gold. Holy smokes. There's only 36 golds in this box, and one of them is a Jordan. We'll take it, baby. Let me snip this penny sleeve. Oh my goodness, and this one looks pretty centered too. Look at that. His photos just look fantastic. I mean, like, is there any Jordan photo where he doesn't look just amazing? I know people like my friend Richard, who lived in Chicago for like better part of the 1990s. He was a musician. Big up to Richie. He said whenever he would see Jordan, it was just like there was an aura around him. No matter how big, no matter how many stars he was around, he was the one that people just were drawn to. Man, that's great. All right, we're on the scoreboard here with Jordan. David Benoit, Hakeem, Michael Adams, the Flying Dutchman, Rick Smits, Thunder from Down Under, Luke Longley, David Robinson, it's an interesting card, Armand Gilliam, Mad Max, Vernon Maxwell, Lottie, Chris Dudley. Oh my goodness. Maybe not a huge card, but the All-Star Gold, yeah, that's good. I mean, I believe the golds cover the complete set, so you're not likely to hit a lot of the stars in gold. So another Mullen All-Star, Craig Elo, Johnson, Timmy Hardaway. That's a cool card. That's the classic crossover from Hardaway. Johnny Dawkins. He was Duke. Yep, played for Duke. I think he might have been an All-American too. Mark Price. Thorpe, another Woolridge. Look at that photo, Muggsy Bogues. He was a badass mother. Another Dawkins, huh? Mark Macon. Mark Macon. He was Temple. D. Brown. He of the Slam Dunk Contest Championship. He pumped up his Reebok sneakers. Helped to put Reebok on the map. There's a Magic. George McLeod. And a Moses Malone. I forgot Moses played for the Bucks. Look at this guy's career. He's got to be one of the top. I think he's kind of underrated. I mean, he's just an amazing player. Late 70s, early 80s, that dude was unstoppable. Like when he was with Houston and then later with the 76ers when they won the championship with Dr. J. And I think that would have been 83 when the 76ers won the championship. They beat LA. Or no, they beat Houston. I think it was Houston. I can't remember for sure. Okay, let's go to this next one here. We got Steve Smith again. Gary Payton. That's our third Avery Johnson. Danny Shays. There's a bird. The classic shot. Love Larry Bird. B.J. Armstrong. He went to Iowa. He was a really nice player, too. I don't think he was a first-team All-American, but I had a Spanish teacher, Linda Smith, who was a huge Iowa Hawkeyes fan, and her favorite player was B.J. Armstrong. David Robinson. Kenny Gaddison. Stacey Ogman, part of the Runnin' Rebels. Part of Jerry the Shark Tarkanian's crew. Brian Williams, Arizona guy. John Paxson. Nice shooter for that first that first run of Bulls championships. Had some big game shots. Derek Harper, Billy Owens. And Rodman was an all-star. Okay, good for Rodman. All right, Greg Anthony, also of the Running Rebels. Clyde the Glide Drexler, he of the Houston Cougars and the Phi Slamma Jamma. Buck Williams. Chris Dudley. Corbin. Fat Lever. Big Game James Worthy. Big Game James. Lakers, played for UNC. Johnny Starks. Chris Gatling, he was Old Dominion. Yeah. Miguel Knight. Don't know much about him. Michael Cage, he had a great Jerry curl back in the day. Dikembe, Vern Fleming, KJ. So I like to do my card stuff early in the mornings. I work during the day, of course, as many, if not most of you do. Some work the night shift, of course, too. But yeah, I like to get up and do cards early. I only sleep for about 6 hours anyway, so getting up at, I get up at 2:33 this morning. Been doing cards. It's nice. I usually rest a little bit during the day if I can. There's Lloyd Vaught, talking about him with Michigan. 12th overall pick in 1990. Anthony Bonner. Ricky Pierce. A lot of people probably don't remember Ricky Pierce, but he was a very, very good player. Good sized guard. Could play the two. Just a really solid guy for the Bucks back in the day. I mean, the dude averaged 23 points a game in, 90, 91? That's not bad. That's a good season. There's a Magic. Michael Adams. Todd Lichty. Alvin Robertson. Great on-ball defender. Great defender. Also a Buck. Those some good Bucks teams back in the 80s. Just couldn't get past the Celtics. Anthony Mason. Pete Chilcutt. Peter Chilcutt. Jack Haley. Don't remember this guy. Let's see, where did he go to school? UCLA. Yeah, I have no memory of him. Ronnie Cycli. Syracuse. Karl Malone. Antoine Carr. So we don't have anyone really watching right now. Not totally surprised. This isn't the most exciting product to watch someone rip. But some people get into watching. They just like to watch just the packs being open and seeing what's inside. There's the Willie Burton. Tony Smith. Tony Smith, Marquette. Yep. He was from Wauwatosa, which is in south eastern Wisconsin. It's a little bit to the west of Milwaukee, not by a lot. My high school basketball team, my high school, when I was, I think, in maybe sixth or seventh grade, fifth grade, we went to the state basketball championship in 1986. The Menominee Indians did, led by then two-time first-team All-State player John Ellenson. A lot of people don't know that name, but if you're from West Central Wisconsin, you know the name Ellenson. Henry Ellenson was drafted by the Detroit Pistons. That was his son. This is a number of years ago. But John was a 6'7" center forward, two-time All-State, first team. We played against Wauwatosa in the first round of the state finals for high school basketball, and Tony Smith was on Wauwatosa, and that dude he was a straight-up baller, man. I mean, we had a hard time. Our guards had a hard time getting the ball up the floor out of the backcourt against Tony Smith. And I think he had a pretty good and long NBA career, too, so hell of a player. Just to give you an idea, he was a first-team All-State player. Looks like he was drafted 51st overall in the 1990 draft. Guys, I'm telling you, this guy could fucking play. And he was like a journeyman in the NBA. Just gives you kind of an idea of... There's another Jordan. Gives you kind of an idea of just how good you have to be to play in the league. You got to be really good. Doug West, Kenny Smith, Cedric Ceballos, Bernard King. Oh my God, Bernard King was such a good player. Dominique. I think he's another guy that's kind of underrated. Thurl Bailey, Frank Brickowski, the Brick Fox. Benoit Benjamin, Terry Catledge. Oh man, Terry Catledge. Forgot about him. And Dwayne Farrell. Yeah, Tony Smith could play. I think Wauwatosa ended up getting beaten by Sheboygan North, who ended up becoming the state championships, if I'm not mistaken. That would have been 86. Wisconsin, little Wisconsin basketball history there. Minute Bowl. Willie Anderson again. There's a Dominique All-Star. Tommy Tolbert is Arizona. Yep. Kenny Gaddison. Chris, as they called him in college, Crystal Jackson. Later changed his name when he became a Muslim. I think he dropped 50 once or twice in college. Alec Kessler. Kenny Anderson, Georgia Tech. Came from New York City. One of those New York City point guards, just incredible point guards. Another Lister, Harvey Grant. Ken Norman, same pack. All right. So really, two primary cards we've pulled so far, the Jordan All-Stars. One was a gold, and the other was just a base. These packs are kind of a pain to open up. Here we go. John Williams. So there were a few different John Williams. This is not Hot Rod Williams. It's a different John Williams. Hot Rod was a little taller. He's like 6'11". Joe Klein. Chris Corciani. I forgot about this guy. His class. There's a Jordan. All right. We'll take another Jordan. Looks like it's pretty well centered, actually. It's so hard. I mean, it might be off a little bit left to right, but this looks pretty well centered. Let's look at Jordan's stats. Led the league in scoring 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years consecutively. Yeah, he was born in Brooklyn, New York. I didn't know that until recently. I knew he was, grew up in North Carolina, of course. All right, let's get him in a penny sleeve. All right, so far the main cards we've pulled are this Jordan Base All-Star, Jordan Gold All-Star, Jordan Base. I'm saving all the Topps Gold. There might be some set collectors that are interested in picking up some of these singles at a card show. There's a Barkley. Who's he dunking over? Round mound of rebound. Sir Charles. Yeah, man, he's a hell of a player. Gary Grant, another Michigan guy. Forgot about him, man. God, he was good too. Randy Brown, McKee, Ferry. He's a Duke guy. He's All-American, I think. God, he was 6'10". I forgot about how tall he was. Mark West. If you want to make a comment, feel free to do so. Ask a question. I don't claim to be able to answer your question, but I can do my best. My knowledge of NBA basketball, really, the strongest time period probably would be like 86 to 93. About a 7-year time period where I really followed college and NBA basketball a lot. And then after I got out of high school, I ended up playing college basketball in River Falls for a couple of years, University of Wisconsin, River Falls. Scotty Skiles, Michigan State, right? Yep, Michigan State. Another Lichty. And I just kind of lost track going to school. And Terry Porter, he played for UW Stevens Point, played for Dick Bennett. I think he won a Division III national championship back in 85. Yeah, 84, 85 would have been his rookie year. So look, he's from Milwaukee, but it says College, Wisconsin. That's partly true. It's Wisconsin Stevens Point, which was D3 at the time. Joe Klein. Terry Porter's probably from Wisconsin as a college player, probably the one of the best college players, probably a top 10 college player to ever come out of Wisconsin. Obviously Tyler Hero and those two cats that play for the Celtics, those two, the twin brother that plays for the Celtics. The other one goes to Wisconsin. Those guys are really good too. Scott Hastings, Jason Williams, Never Nervous Purvis, Louisville. I want to say Louisville won a national championship in 86 or 87 with Purvis Ellison. Isaiah Thomas, Cartwright, Richard Williams, already seen him. Tyrone, and now we're starting to get into the duplicate. There's the other Hot Rod Williams. There's John Hot Rod Williams. Yeah, 6'10". He was a little bit taller. So we haven't hit a Shaq yet. Maybe he's in Series 2. I don't know. I didn't do a lot of research on this. Mitch Richmond. Great guard. Member of Run TMC. Robert Pack. Mookie. Here, Corciani Gold. Danny Manning. He had some injury issues, but Glenn Rice again. Greg Sutton. There's a Reggie. Mark Eaton. A couple of All-Stars. Charles Shackelford. Kevin Duckworth. Eric Lechner. All cards we've seen before. So we're just about halfway through this box. I mentioned at the beginning of the live stream, I picked it up as part of a lot of wax that I got, 90s wax, from a couple of brothers down in Omaha, Nebraska. Good guys to work with. They've got some more wax left on Facebook if you're interested. Facebook Marketplace. I don't really sell on Facebook Marketplace. There's a Terrell Brandon. He has a good score. Ended up playing for the Bucks. But I do pick up stuff on Facebook Marketplace from time to time. Not a lot, but depends. Sometimes you can find pretty good deals on there. Danny Shays. I wonder if he's the son of Dolph Shays. Eric Sleepy Floyd. Isolino. Man, this guy was 5'11". He was a 35th pick overall in the draft in what, 1990? 91? Dude, he's 5'11". A 5'11" white dude? Are you kidding me? That guy must be, I gotta look him up. He must have been a hell of a baller. Where'd he go to school? St. Francis. Where the fuck is St. Francis? All right, we're still looking for Shaq, unless he's not in this series, so he might not be. Doug Smith. Hornacek. Hornacek was a really great shooter, great free throw shooter. If you recall, he would always slide his hand down the right side of his face 3 times before he would shoot a free throw in memory of his 3 children. That's pretty good. Craig Elo, Kevin Gamble, Byron Scott. That's a cool photo. Mikhail. Got another Brickowski. The Brick. Bucks had a lot of bigs at that time. A lot of guys that were like 6'10", 6'11", 7 feet. Rick Fox ended up winning some championships with the Lakers, becoming tight with Kobe. Benoit Benjamin. He was a high draft pick. 3rd overall in 1985. Wayne Farrell, Chris Jackson, Alec Kessler, Kenny Anderson. 2nd overall pick in 1991. Dude, people forget how good of his handles were sick. Kenny Anderson, he went to Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech's produced a lot of nice point guards over the years. But again, Kenny Anderson was a New York City kid. I don't know if he came from the Bronx or Brooklyn or where, but someone from New York would know. Craig Elo. I'm starting to think that Shaq's not in this series. The Flying Dutchman. Lame Beer. He went to Notre Dame. Yep, Notre Dame. Tyrone Corbin. Fat Lever. Big Game James. Tom Chambers. Tom Chambers. Incredible in-game dunker. 6'10", and the guy could jump. The dunk he had, the breakaway dunk he had, where he dunked on Mark Jackson, is probably top 5 in-game dunks all time. Miguel Knight, Michael Cage, Jerry Curl Cage. Dikembe, look at that. Reggie Lewis was an all-star. Wow. Huh, interesting. I didn't realize he was that good. I mean, I knew he was good, but I didn't think he was an all-star. Unfortunately passed away early, far too early. Sherm Douglas, Lionel Simmons, Doug Smith. Man, Doug Smith was good in college. He went to Missouri. Big guy. I think he's 6'10". Yep, 6'10". Missouri. Yeah, he was the 6th overall pick. He was sweet, dude. Doug Smith could play for their Hornacek. Actually, I'm not going to put Hornacek there. Mark Eaton Gold, Kevin Johnson, Alvin Robertson. It's funny, Alvin Robertson reminds me of, in many ways, was like a Sidney Moncrief 2.0. What looks like he went to Arkansas, and so did Moncrief. Anthony Mason, Pete Chilcutt, Michael Adams, Joe Dumars, Barrels, Lloyd Vaught with Tom Chambers, Anthony Bonner, Ricky Pierce. Well, I'm not seeing Shaq, so I'm thinking Shaq is in Series 2, which would make sense, being that he was a rookie. So our best bet would be more base Jordan, maybe a gold, if we could get lucky enough and fortunate enough. Sidney Green, Winston Garland, Chris Malone, Cliff Robinson. Where did he go to school? Was it UConn? Yep, Connecticut. And 36th overall pick. Got a little magic. Kenny the Jet Smith. He was the first one in the dunk contest to bounce the ball off the backboard and dunk it. His specialty dunk was to stand on the free throw line with his back to the hoop, and then he would bounce the ball between his legs. It would bounce off the backboard, and then he'd jump up and dunk it. Very innovative. Bernard King, great scorer. Dominique, Thurl Bailey. Yeah, we've seen this pack before. Burkowski, Rick Fox, Mike Benjamin, and Terry Catledge. There's a Ronnie Harper. Ron Harper was a hell of a player. First of all, he's big. He's a big guard, 6'6". Patrick Ewing. Hey, Patrick Ewing, Gold All-Star. Sweet. Greg Dreiling, Randy White, Robert Johnson. There's another Rodman. Chris Jackson, Kessler. Yeah, we've seen this pack before. Alton Lister, Harvey Grant, Kenny Norman, Steve Kerr. This guy's got about a bazillion medals. I mean, what did he win? He won 3 NBA championships with the Bulls. He's got 4 coaching championships with the Warriors. And then didn't he win like a couple championships with the Spurs? Like 1 or 2? Guy's got like 10 championships. Plus he's got a gold medal. Actually more than 1 gold medal, I think. He was Arizona. Arizona had some good teams back in the late 80s, early 90s. Charles Shackelford, gold. Gary Payton with the high fade. Johnny Newman, Kevin Willis, Danny Young, Chris Morris, Dennis Scott, also Georgia Tech. So he played with Kenny Anderson. That was their 1-2 punch, was Dennis Scott, Kenny Anderson. Scott was a couple years older than Anderson, though. Felton Spencer. Another round mound to rebound. Gary Grant, Randy Brown, Derek McKee, Danny Ferry, and B.J. Armstrong. Danny Ferry, what was he? How high of a draft pick was he? I want to say he was like top 10. He was the 2nd overall pick in 1989. Danny Ferry. That's how good that guy was. He might have been even player of the year in that year. He could score. All right, let's keep going. Otis Thorpe, gold. Robert Parrish. Kendall Gill. Steve Smith. David Robinson. Gaddison Ogman. Brian Williams. Come on, let's get another base Jordan. There's a Magic. The Magic is back. Oh, okay. The Magic is back. Well, that's an interesting card. I don't have his name on there. I wasn't aware of that. The Magic is back. Huh. Cool. I love it. Huge Magic Johnson fan. Is he the greatest point guard of all time, Magic Johnson? Is it him or is it Steph? I think the younger generation would say it's Steph. I don't know that the younger generation really saw Magic Johnson play, though. Okay, so Magic Johnson won an NCAA championship, 5 NBA Finals championships, probably the greatest passer the game's ever seen. That's true. It didn't hurt that he played with Kareem. Oh, Jordan highlight. Sweet. What is he? Number 2? What the heck? Huh. Look at that. That's odd. Why is he wearing the number 2? He must have... Jersey issue. Number 2. I've never seen that. Why in the world is he wearing the number 2? Maybe that's an error card worth $100,000. Pat Lever. Big James. All right, 47 minutes in. Holy smokes. This ain't no 20, 30-minute rip. It's going good, though. I mean, the main cards I've gotten have all been Jordans, so I can't complain about that. No complaints. Detlef Schrempf. Robinson. Oak. AC. Spud. Tom Chambers. Chris Gatling. Miguel Knight. Michael Cage. Dikembe Mutombo. Reggie Lewis. Kevin Johnson. Alvin Robertson. Anthony Mason. And Peter Chilcutt. I think I might do another box break after this. Just have to see what I'm going to do. Maybe should I just roll right into the next one? Not even take a break? That'd be a little bit harsh on the viewers. Make them watch 2 box breaks in the same download or same upload. Be like a 2-hour long live stream, which isn't unheard of. There are YouTubers that do live streams that are that long. Gerald Glass. He's a Georgia kid. Nope, Mississippi. He was really good. He was a good-sized guard. Picked up by the Timberwolves. Hardaway. Gerald Glass. Randy White. Joe Dumars. Barrows. Bonner. Vaught. Another Magic. Kenny the Jet. Ced Ceballos. I think he won a slam dunk contest, if I'm not mistaken, one year. Might have been like 90. Possibly 90. Get a little sip of coffee here. All right, let's keep going. It's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it. Eric Sleepy Floyd, another Oakley, Ewing, Big Chief, the Magic is back. Starks, Sam Bowie, number 2 draft pick, 1984. Is that right? Yep, 1984. What a bust. He's got to be one of the biggest busts in the history of the NBA. Ooh, there's another Jordan. Also not centered. But hey, Jordan is Jordan. We'll take it. Vern Fleming. Mark Randall. Bill Aimbeer. One of the most hated players in the history of the NBA. Unless you played for the Pistons, of course. I hated Bill Aimbeer. I hated what he did to Michael Jordan. But can also understand why he did it. Cliff Robinson, Antoine Carr. Come on, let's go. More Jordan. Come on, Jordan. Let's finish it off with some Jordan. Dikembe. Reggie Lewis. Another KJ. Alvin Robertson. Feeling good about what I've gotten. So that Michael Jordan, the gold all-star is, I mean, the odds of that are not great. So thankful for that, grateful. All right, Antoine Carr, Greg Anthony, Buck Williams, another Gerald Glass, Brad Sellers, Dumars, Barrows, Loivot, Bonner, Ricky Pierce, Magic. I remember thinking the Topps gold concept was a pretty cool concept back in the day, though. This is Jordan. Wait a minute. Oh, I thought for a second it was another Jordan Gold All-Star. Dang. But hey, we'll take this one too. Another Jordan. Nice. Off-centered, but great photo. Put it in the old 5,000 count box. Somebody will pick that up. A couple bucks. Ronnie Cycli. Karl Malone. A gold Uzzolino. Yes. Yes. A gold Uzzolino. That is a beautiful card. White men can jump. Cedric Ceballos, Bernard King. I'll put that over to Dominique. Thorough. Yeah, you get lots of duplicates, but surprisingly only one base Jordan, considering all these duplicates we're getting. Maybe Jordan was short printed. I won't roll into another box break, but I may do another one. I'll just shut this video down. Do another one. Elliot Perry. Dominique. Willie Burton. A.J. English. Ken Norman. Yeah, we've seen this pack about 4 times now. Interesting how the collation really stays pretty consistent. Brad Doherty. There's another Jordan base. Yes. Near to last pack magic. Looks pretty well centered too. How's the back look? Looks pretty clean. Oh, left to right a little bit. Not bad though. Probably not a 10 though. Probably a PSA 9. I'm guessing PSA does very few PSA 10s of this card. Okay. We shall take it. Charles Barkley. Derek McKee, again, a very cool photo. Topps once again doing great photography. 3 packs left. Pretty inexpensive rip here. 70. Yeah, I paid probably $70 for this. 65, $70. Not too much. Terry Porter, John Williams, Joe Klein, David Benoit. Cartwright. John Williams, Danny Manning. 2 more left. 1 more Jordan, possibly. You never know. Stranger things have happened. Timmy Hardaway gold. Okay. Take that. Not going to complain about a Tim Hardaway gold. It's a sweet card. I'm going to sleeve that. There we go. Maybe some Tim Hardaway fans out there yet. Reggie. Pippen. Ewing. That was a good pack. Last pack. Let's see if we can get some magic in this last pack. Who would be a nice player to get in gold? Maybe Karl Malone? Wouldn't complain about that. Billy Owens. Michael Adams is our gold. Last gold. Hodge, Stockton, Billy Owens, another Rodman, another Magic is back. That's 3 Magic is backs. Sam Bowie, another, yes, yes, last pack Magic. Jordan in the last pack. Folks, I'm telling you, give thanks to the Most High. That's what it's all about, right there. Jordan in the 2 jersey. So there's a story behind that. All right, so how did we do? We really, the only cards we pulled out of any value of any sort would be Jordan Highlight, Jordan All-Star, Jordan Highlight, Jordan Highlight, Base Jordan, Jordan All-Star Gold, Jordan Base, and All-Star. And then this Hardaway Gold, which is a pretty sweet card. All right, folks, that was 59 minutes and about 30 seconds. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you. You have a blessed day. Give thanks each day. And be good and do good. All right. Peace out. One love.